Right now at 5 on WHAS11 News, you're looking at the capital city of Kentucky. That's right, this is Frankfurt, the historic downtown underwater, as Frankfurt barely avoids water rising to the top of its flood wall.
It's about 7 or 8 feet high down there.
Shepherdsville flooded. We see it from above and below here at 5 o'clock.
And Mayor Craig Greenberg joins us live here at 5 o'clock to discuss the flooding we are seeing across the metro.
And take a look at Carrollton, Kentucky from the drone today, surrounded by both the Ohio and Kentucky rivers. Our team coverage takes you up to I-71 tonight, covering the damage in Carrollton as the crest of the river is still on the way. Well, first here at 5 o'clock tonight, just in moments ago, due to unsafe bus stops that are still flooded in parts of Metro Louisville, JCPS holding another NTI day tomorrow. The school buildings are closed again. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. Our team is out covering the widespread flooding damage that we are seeing all across Kentuckiana. Ian Hardwitt has a look at what is happening in Bullitt County.
And we first want to go to our Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton live in Frankfurt. And Isaiah, you've been seeing people actually in kayaks around Frankfurt.
Doug, and I'll show you why. Take a look right behind me. The floodwaters are absolutely crazy. I'm talking about several feet of water here on this road. We're actually right next to the Kentucky River here in Frankfurt. You can see the neighborhood. This was the area where we saw at least 2 homeowners kayaking to their houses. It might not look it, but when you really pay close attention, sort of off in the distance, you can see those cars at least partially submerged. We're right next to a church. Pretty much water going up halfway up the building. And it is a situation where we're seeing others across the city who are wondering when they can come back home. People using kayaks, paddling to get to their homes. Sandbags at every corner. Businesses and roads downtown are shut. Crews from FEMA on the ground assessing the damage in the state capital of Frankfurt. From our Sky 11 drone, you can see the countless homes trapped.
We've been here a whopping 2 months, and now we can't go home.
It's flooding the Frankfurt community hasn't seen in nearly 50 years. After days of relentless rain, Monday's sunshine highlighting buildings underwater.
There's going to be a whole lot of cleanup that's got to be done.
Nelson Perry evacuated in time, but by Sunday morning, the water in his street separated him from his house.
Saturday night was the last time I saw the front porch. If you were to stand at the end of the road, it would be over your head.
His daughter, 10-year-old Alana.
I'm feeling kind of worried because, like, all our stuff's in there. And, yeah, it's pretty scary. I can't even think about, like, all the stuff that we've lost, and it's just flowing down the river.
And you see, again, that church, the water going up halfway up the building. It's a tough scene. And we know, based on what authorities have said today, that about 50 homes in Frankfurt, at least, have dealt with significant damage. Their homes have been destroyed. We're also told that there is a shelter for folks who need it. There is room for folks to come on in. That number to call for help is 502-352-2252. Again, that's 502-352-2252. We know there's also a curfew here tonight starting at 8 p.m. going into tomorrow morning here in Frankfurt. Doug, Shay.
All right, Isaiah, thanks so much for the new information. Well, according to Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, fewer than 50 families have needed housing so far due to the flooding, and they do still have space for a couple hundred more. Beshear said today that since he became governor 5.5 years ago, there have been 14 federally declared disasters in the Commonwealth. He thanked President Donald Trump for his quick response to help, but he did express some criticism over the president's federal cuts, specifically those on the National Weather Service.
They're the reason we were able to prepare for this. They were who gave us the modeling about what could have happened here in Frankfurt. They're the reason that we were sandbagging the different areas that were done. I mean, they saved countless numbers of lives, and I couldn't disagree with the cuts there more. I mean, we need all of these people. They saved so many lives.
Last week, the National Weather Service reported it would not be able to survey damage from the storms due to being short on resources.
Moving along with our Weather Impact live coverage for you today in Bullitt County. Ian Hardwitt and Chief Photojournalist Philip Merle are joining us from Shepherdsville. And Ian, tell us about the Salt River out there. How much is it up right now over the past 4 days? What's its forecast?
Doug, it rose 33 feet over the last 4 days. That's enough to close downtown Shepherdsville entirely as the river has come up and into the road. The courthouse is shut down. The schools are shut down, Doug. And if you really want to understand the real scope of it, well, you better just take a look from up above.
The Salt River flows right into Shepherdsville. Submerged vehicles like this red truck seen on our Sky 11 drone. Floodwater overtook the City Park 2, taking Mercy Hill Church along with it.
I was hoping a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience for my kids, for them to be able to paddle around our church building.
Pastor Nate Young said 2 feet of water breached the inside in 2018. He's hosting some members of his congregation at home who had to evacuate their house.
It's brought our church family together, and as difficult as it is, I think God uses it to strengthen our faith.
Across Bullitt County, over 100 people were rescued by Shepherdsville Fire Department with help from nearby Zonton, Louisville Fire, and Louisville Police. Shepherdsville Fire Chief Jody Craig says it's an improvement over years past.
I think we've done a great job with social media now. We didn't have social media in 1997, so we've warned a lot of people prior to.
This is about 3 miles outside of town. We're on Ridge Road, State Highway 1442. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has it closed for 7.5 miles, the longest road closure here in Bullitt County. Lickskillet Creek spilling up just enough to swallow up this truck, where other cars have kept turning around, not daring to cross.
But Tanner Lyons made it through in his boots, saying homes fared better than the road.
These kind of leak through right here, but it don't bother me. It's just a little water.
It was too much for Tom Harshfield to drive through. He's trying to make it home to his wife of 30-plus years.
The bad thing about it is Saturday night, I went and played poker. When I left here, the water was just not even coming over the yellow line. When I got back, it was like that.
He's since sworn off the card game on flood nights. Lyons is confident his neighbor will make it home soon.
Y'all keep your heads up. You know, there's better days. It's starting to go down. We're doing better now. It's all we could hope for. 3 days ago, it was only getting worse.
And Lyons there was right. It is getting better. The Salt River behind me crested at about 2 in the morning, a little over 36 feet high. We've also visited Roby Elementary earlier today, where the Red Cross has a shelter set up. They said about 6 people stayed there overnight, and they have plenty of space if anybody else needs it. Live here in Bullitt County with Chief Photojournalist Philip Merle, I'm Ian Hardwitt, WHAS on your side.
All right, Ian, thanks for the update. Now we want to give you new information on a hotel evacuation off of Zorn Avenue in Louisville earlier today. Louisville Fire worked with Louisville Emergency Management today to get 61 hotel guests and staff out of the Candlewood Suites at Zorn and River Road. 5 others were rescued from the nearby Valero gas station. Louisville EMA Director Jody Myman told us today he's grateful everyone is safe.
That's a big message for the public is, hey, if you need to really watch those river levels. If you weren't thinking you were going to be impacted just a couple days ago, you need to really take a look at that and don't have to wait on us to come get you. Have a plan now to get out. We don't want to have to put boats in the water to come and get you out.
The hotel was still on dry land at the time of the evacuations, but every road around it was already flooded. Louisville EMA had the drone in the sky to keep an eye on the rescues during the entire mission.
Let's check in with Weather Impact meteorologist Julie Martin joining us tonight with the forecast. We've got sunny days around here today, Julie, but those river levels still going up.
Still on the rise, Doug, but we are looking at much better conditions. Mostly clear skies out there right now. We're sitting at 61 out at the airport, and really no active weather coming our way over the next several days. So that is some very welcome news. Right now, it's a bit windy out there. Those winds gusting up around 20 miles per hour coming out of the west. But that's about it. All of the active weather here well off to our south and southeast. That's where we're looking at possibly some severe weather along the Florida and Georgia coasts. None for us, though, but we will be dealing with is some really cool temperatures. In fact, we have a hard freeze warning going into effect overnight tonight. Temperatures in the morning are going to be down in the 20s, so you want to cover up those sensitive plants. It is going to be quite cold out there, well below freezing here in Taylorsville. LaGrange sitting at 26 degrees for your overnight low, so temperatures running way below average here, and that will be the case throughout the day tomorrow. Right now we still have the river flooding to contend with, and we have a flood advisory here in green. This for the next several hours. In purple, this is where we see those freeze warnings. So chilly conditions over the next couple of days. Tomorrow we will be running pretty cool in terms of our average highs as well. We should be in the 60s, probably not going to be climbing out of the 40s, but I'll detail more of that coming up in your 7-day forecast in just a minute.
All right, Julie, thank you. At 5:30 tonight, the president and CEO of the Kentucky Derby Festival's live in our studio. Matt Gibson talking about moving forward after canceling Thunder over Louisville. That is coming up at 5:30.